Hey, how you doing? My name's Billy McGarry and welcome to this video. If you're here, you either downloaded one of our products, bought something from us, or we've worked with you in the past. So today I'm just putting a training video for you to watch, just about how to, first of all, become well known in your area online. Because you don't have to market to everybody. Marketing to everybody is speaking to nobody. There's a couple of things that you can do so you can be what we call omnipresent in your area, so that you are, or that you look like the go-to person in your area for the product and the service that you actually charge. And a lot of people get a lot of things wrong with their marketing, in my opinion. They're trying to hit people over the head with their products and services before they're given any value. They've got no trust built or anything like that. And I'm going to show you a real quick, simple way, and some of you would have come into this video this way, how you can get the reach that you want with not spending a lot of money, and also how you can speak to the people correctly and then get them to come into your ecosystem, so then you can speak to them about your product and services, whether it's booking appointments or selling a product. It's the same system will get you the same results. Okay, so I'm going to start off with, this is where a lot of people go wrong. So this is the marketing triangle, okay? So, right, we got, okay, so we've got 4 sections of the marketing triangle, okay? At the top, we've got this 3% here. Here, we've got 17%. Here, we've got 20%, then down here obviously we've got 60%. So at the top, these are people that are ready to buy, okay? These are people that are in the information gathering stage. These people are using someone and they know they're problem aware, but they're already using someone. So these are problem aware, but using someone possibly. And down here, these ones have got no problem, or not problem aware, not interested. Because you're going to get that. Product's not for everybody, and neither is your service. You don't want it to be anyway. Marketing to everyone's marketing to nobody. So ignore the 60% for now, okay? Most of you are probably just focusing, and you've only got to scroll through Facebook or any of the platforms and just see this. So this 3% is like, it'd be like advertising a treatment, but putting a phone number there, something like facials for £190 or facials for £90, or book a phone call with us now, or get a quote for your driveway now, ring us today. These are all types of marketing that are speaking to someone that's ready to have their driveway done now. Come and book a service with us now for your car, here's the phone number. These are all talking to this 3%. And they're talking to the 3% in a way where they're leaving it up to the customer to actually do an action, which is a big no-no. I mean, stats show that if you leave everything into the customer's hands, you're probably not going to get many customers that are going to take action. Out of the 3%, it's probably going to be like 1%. So you can do that. Always have that type of advertising. That's what we call direct response. So this here, this is called direct response for people to buy, okay? Now, there's a big chunk of people here. 37% of people here is a much bigger percentage of the 3% that's there. Would you agree? So we need to talk to these people. So a lot of the money is in this 37% here, and obviously the 60% that's here. But we need to be able to speak to them, because your messaging is turning those people off. All right, so we need to create something to speak to these people. We need to speak to these. This is where a lot of the money is, and you can build your list in here as well, list building. All right, we need these people to put their hands up. So how do we do that? You do that by offering something of value to them to show them that they may be interested. Now, we've all know what a lead magnet is, and these have been going around for a long time. But a lot of people are accustomed to what a lead magnet is. Yes, they will download the lead magnet and give you their details, answer some questions, but they probably won't pick the phone up. And they're not really qualified. They haven't been qualified. So there's something else that we can use for that, which I'm going to show you in a minute. And also, we can also use the same method to try and coax some of the 60% up into this middle section of the triangle, of the marketing triangle. All right. So let's take that away. Right. So that's the marketing triangle. Right. The next thing is, how do we reach those people in mass and reach them that's cost effective? So how do we reach them? How do we reach prospects? What do we use? Use system. And then how do we convert them? Okay. So first of all, the little tool that I'm going to see, some of you that have come through on this, you've already been through on an online assessment. These online assessments or online assessments, online quizzes, they are very, very effective. We've got one running at the minute that is your business AI ready? And it basically, most businesses, they're not set up correctly to be able to put some of the AI tools into their business. So 20 of the onboarding questions that we use, we've put in an assessment, and then some of you have come through this, but some people are just coming through, answering the questions, they're getting pre-qualified, and then they're getting booked for an appointment. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm just going to draw it out. I'll offer you something later on if you want to speak in more depth about actually having a system that works like this, because it's very, very, very effective indeed. So the cheapest option, or the most profitable option, I would say, to do this would be Facebook and Instagram at the moment, because you can reach so many people. I hear it all the time, I only get not very good leads through Facebook. There's a lot of companies that get a lot of good leads, and even like plastic surgeons, roofing companies. We work with some like corporate companies. Like, your customers are on this platform. You just need to be able to speak to them correctly, because old sales methods fail. They know that if they put their details in, someone's probably going to ring them. So you have to pre-qualify these people, and the assessment literally does that. So I'm going to show you, if you're a bricks and mortar business, or if you're targeting certain areas, I'm going to show you real quickly how to use Facebook and get reach very cheaply. And I'm going to show you how to get your ads in front of people consistently all the time, so you look like that you're actually spending a massive amount of money and you're not really. So we're going to go through that now. And just quickly, these scorecards or these assessments are what I'm talking about. They can be done in any business at all. You could use it if you're a PT or you're a nutritionist. You could do one that's called the Wellbeing Performance Scorecard, or get your Wellbeing Performance score. Or you could have the Property Investment Assessment. If you're looking for property investors, that's going to help qualify them. You see, like another one would be, that we would use, or we have used, is to check if your ads are going to be profitable. So the profitable Facebook ad strategy scorecard. So you could get scored out of that. And then there's a group of questions that qualifies people. So I'm going to talk more about that in a moment, but let's just, whatever your scorecard may be, your content's going to be based around that. So I'm going to draw out on here how we set out our AI business ready assessment. Okay, so first of all, on Facebook and Instagram, we literally created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. We did around 10 to 20 short videos, right? Videos between, videos and images, videos. These are awareness campaigns, all right? So you've got your campaign here. So this is the campaign level here. Yeah, and then you've got your ad sets in here, and then your ads, obviously. So these, with a reach on an awareness campaign, they're very, very cheap. So we don't have any targeting. I just went very, very broad on there. But there's a couple of ways to do this. This is the easiest way. I'll show you another video more in depth about Andromeda and how you can do our interest stacking. But if you're just complete novice basic, do it like this. So when you set up, just put, if you're bricks and mortar business, do your area. So obviously put your postcode in. And do your area radius. Obviously we're online, so we can work anywhere. So I just put, to start with, I just put UK, and I put from age 35 to 55. Yeah, so targeting was age 35 to 55, because I thought there'd be business owners, probably. And I actually did have one little bit of target. It was a new business within the 6 months. New biz in 6 months on this particular one. Some of you may have came in on a different ad campaign, but this is what we did. So then on the front at the top level, so this would be here. All right, I'm going to work from left to right as if it was top to bottom. Okay, we generated a load of ads talking about problems that we overcame when we was setting up AI in certain companies, whether it was process or driven, whether it was fixing process problems, or if it was we was actually booking appointments and closing sales, basically. So lots of different things to cover. You know, talking about speed to lead, all this type of stuff, like getting in contact with someone fast. Every business is different, but we had like 20 questions in our assessment, and we based a lot of the problem. So problem, agitation, solution, offer, all that stuff. But this didn't have what I call a click. This wasn't like content where we was trying to get someone to give us their details or click anything, all right? So these were, ideally, most of these were video ads, all right? Most of these were video ads, and we didn't have a lot on them. We probably had about £2 on each one, like this. So each one was spending £2 a day. Now the trick is, on Facebook, we probably had, what's there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just set 10 up, all right? We need to set 10 up. I've run out of room on there. So 10 ads, £2 a day budget, £20 a day. But the way that the ads are attributed to the audience is as follows. So unless you adjust it, a person will see your ad once in 7 days, all right? So the reason that you set up all of these ads with that targeting is because they'll see it this day, this one, then they'll see this ad this day, then they'll see this ad this day, then they'll see this ad this day. So in a period of 10 days, every day they're seeing your ads. You've got 10 ads running, they see one ad in 7 days, so you're literally everywhere. Okay, and they're seeing that you can fix their problem, they're getting used to seeing you, they're getting used to you talking about the subject. So if it was a well-being one, it could be showing you things like you're solving some of your clients' problems in the gym, or you've got someone sat down and you're talking to them, or whatever the problem is that you deal with in your industry, you need to show social proof it. But not you telling them, you actually showing them, so it's, you know, real problems, whether you're sharing your screen or something like that that can give them a bit more social proof, all right? Now, these are videos, let's just say most of these. Then we got our retargeting campaign, right? Our retargeting, so in the back of Facebook, if you don't know, we can set some of our custom audiences to track people that watch 90% of all these videos or 75% of all these videos. So I did it 75%, like so. And that's building what's called an invisible list. Marketers, we call it an invisible list. We don't get their name, their email, or anything like that from the people watching this, from the pixel, and which is what we do the retargeting from. If you don't know what the pixel is, I've got other videos on pixels and all that stuff that you can go and see on my YouTube channel, or just drop us a message. I'm sure you'll probably get an email if you're coming through this on an email list of stuff talking about pixels. But it's the pixel that does it. That's how you do your retargeting. Then what we've done is we've got the next ads. Again, let's do another. There would have been 10. These are ads. These are our ads that are retargeting the ones that have hit here. Okay, I'll spend a little bit more on these ones because I've built up this list and I want these to get seen. So I'll put this up to £4 a day. You can trial this anyway. Like these are the rookie numbers that we use, lower numbers, sorry. But on this ad now, this is asking someone to a call to action. So this is our assessment. So if you've come through on mine or you've seen ours, you'll see that I'm talking about assessment that we've put together. I'm talking about the problems, and I'm talking about we've put our 20 best questions when we onboard a client into this assessment, and you can go and take it. It's just 2 minutes, and then they'll click, put their details in. 20 questions is quite a lot. So they've got to take their time to do it. So this pre-qualifies people because you want to get rid of the tire kickers. And now I'm building an email list, right? So that's that part. So you're going everywhere so you look like an expert, and then that list is going, these ads here, sorry. And now retargeting your custom audience from the people that have watched 75% of all those videos. This is why we've put a lot of videos in there, because someone that's consuming that amount of content is probably more than interested in your in what you're offering them, okay? Because you're talking about certain things in here, i.e. you're opening up, look, if you own a business, it's a very good point, because you've got no targeting, you can call out your target audience in the headline, on the copy, on the ad. You don't need loads of copy, or you can just do it in your headline on your video. So I'm going to move on now to the next part of what we do, because this is only the front bit. This is very simple, and this goes on Instagram and Facebook. Obviously, the way I'm drawing it out looks really simple. Obviously, you have to create all of this stuff and then get it all set up in a certain way so it all works in unison together. But it's not really that difficult, if I'm honest. You just have to think a little bit about human psychology, human behavior, and how people actually act now online. Because back in the day when it used to be just a normal sales funnel like this, okay, you got top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, and then the close. It doesn't work like that anymore. The funnel's more like this. You know, they see an ad, they go to your website, then your pixel retargets them. When they come back on, they might see another ad, or they might see a post. They click to your Facebook. They click to your Facebook page, and that's why it's important to have quite a bit of content going out, and that's why Andromeda is such a good update if you work like this. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the next part. Right, so next I'm going to show you the most important bits. And the most important part of this, again, I mean all the parts are important, but you know, we've done the hard bit now where we've reached the people, we've got our ads working, we've done all the technical stuff, we've set all that up. Where we see people fail is they don't contact the lead quick enough. Especially in clinics we have this, and we've got a tool now that makes such a massive difference. I'll just give you a couple of examples. Basically, it's a bot and it's an appointment setter. And you let them know that it's a bot. We're not lying. We're not telling people that we're speaking to a human. But if someone's got their phone in their hand, once they've filled in a form, you've got more of a chance, and there's stats that confirm all of this. If you leave a lead for more than 30 minutes, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, when they've got their phone in their hand, you've got to think they've taken action. Their dopamine's or adrenaline's or their excitement's in a way whereas they wanted to take action. They're enthusiastic. So it's probably the best time to probably contact them. And this is where people fall short. So we've done the front part. So the front part is we've got the ads working and we're qualifying these people and we're getting them to take our assessment. Now, we needed to book them onto appointments. So one thing I will say is we've got salespeople and we use AI. It's really important. You can't have one without the other. And if you have one without the other, we have found that you lose a lot of sales. And I'll give you a quick example. You'll see it coming up on the screen. In October, AI booked for a clinic of ours 38 bookings. So that's more than one a day. Okay, and the salesperson only booked 12 not because she's a bad salesperson, but purely because we couldn't get them on the phone. And another little trick with the phone is a long time ago, people used to always call people from a landline before mobiles were what they are now, and before you could buy mobile numbers to do this. People used to answer the phone all the time. Didn't answer the phone all the time with a number that they didn't know. So when people swapped it over to mobiles, lots of people were answering cold calls from mobiles. There's a great book on this called Pendulum. And basically, we swapped now to a landline number and we do actually get a better percentage of people actually picking up the phone. So that's something to try if you're struggling to get people picking up the phone. But I digress. What you want is the lead coming in. The lead comes in after answering the questions. They go in the CRM, which is your customer, wherever your leads go, customer relations management system, yeah? And then they would get an email sent to them, wouldn't they, normally, and an SMS. Right, the email never gets read. Now the SMS normally does. Now what we've done, we've set up a simple appointment booking bot from the time the lead comes into the CRM, it gets tagged so it knows where it's come from and then it sends them a message straight away. So an SMS will go to them along the lines of, "Hi, thanks for completing your assessment. You should have your report telling you your next steps to be set up for success." Right, there's one message. So that message goes in, the first one, text number 1. Then 10 seconds later, text 2. Right, text 2 is going to be something along the lines of, "Can I ask if you have thinking about using AI in your business, or do you use AI already?" Now, a quick disclaimer. It sounds like funny messages that, but it's not. You've got to think, our targeting was targeting businesses that are only 6 months old. We found with our percentages, and this will be different with you, that most people that are coming through for an assessment, it's the psychology, and this is where people get it wrong, are worried that they're not set up for success before implementing AI. So we get a big percentage of people that say they're thinking about using AI. So when they reply and they say, I'm thinking about using AI, where our chatbot goes back and asks another few qualifying questions. For instance, you know, okay, that's great. Do you already have a website for your business? And they say, yes, I'm going to get them to send it to us. The reason I'm asking this is because this chatbot, chat widget, can be used on a website, it can be used on messengers, and it's very low cost. I mean, we set this up for around £297 a month. Just this little communication, live chat, SMS, anything that you want, that's what we do. So I know it's a low ticket. So it's a good entry level in to our customers when we're talking. Now, once they send me the website, or it goes back to the bot, okay, website sent. What we do is we want to book a call. So we offer a free audit, okay? So there's all these little elements in here to take away the buying pressure away from someone. So we've qualified them for the assessment. We've qualified them with some questions. We know they've got a website, so it's something that's worth us following up and actually being able to actually do something for them, because you might have a business that's got no website. Again, that's another conversation for another video where do you need a website built if you've got a web developer and all that type of, all those types of questions and products and services. So we've got the website sent. Now the bot was going to try and book a call. So it will go back and say, no problem, I can see you've got a website, thanks very much. Would you be interested in allowing us to do a free audit on your platforms, websites, platforms, and see, you know, give you some feedback on if you're set up properly or what you can do from your assessment or what you need to do from your assessment to actually be able to use AI. So when they come back and they say yes, then we're trying to book them for an appointment and get them on a call. And that's how you go from the advert to an assessment that qualifies them, to then getting them in a conversation straight away, and then trying to get them to book an appointment. Now, a quick caveat on this is, all right, Billy, what if someone doesn't answer the text message? Now, you can get this bot to give it, so what happens, this is normal, this is for leads. Like someone will be on that website, they're chatting to the bot or they've put their details in, the kids start fighting, the postman knocks at the door, their husband starts talking to them, or whatever going on in the household, the dogs start fighting, they forget what they're doing. So it's really clever what you can do. You can actually set a reminder, so we can leave it, if they've started engaging with the bot, we can leave it 30 minutes, and it'll send a reminder SMS along the lines of, hey, just checking you still want to chat about your assessment, or something along those lines. You can make your own questions up, you can change all these, what's ever best for your industry, and then it'll get them to re-engage again. Worst case scenario, and this is why we have salespeople, if no one's responded, they're then going to go from the CRM, and this is important to have all of these elements set up, okay, let's put that under there, is they're going to be in an email sequence as well. Okay, you're going to have email. Email's not dead, it just doesn't work, well, it does work as effective, it's just lots of people, I think on average people get 90 2 emails a day. So they're going to go in an email sequence. There's also going to be SMS in there. Okay, you've got to build all this out and it's all automated. But also the salesperson is going to give them a call. If they've not responded within, we'll try and do it in the same day, but let's just say, one of the things psychologically that depending on how you've got everything set up, so look at it this way, right? They filled in an assessment, they've been sent a report. Really, they need to read the report. So I would at least give them a few hours before the salesperson called them, or the next morning. Some people won't agree with this. If they haven't responded to any of the texts or anything like that, because they might be busy, but it makes you look like a liar, like, oh, how do you expect me to have read that report? Do you see what I mean? But the SMS will fire out and try and get in a conversation with them. So you're getting them at all angles. And the salesperson can then call them, touch base. Okay, and then they're going to get updated in the CRM. CRM. So that someone else in your team knows what's going on. You know, and some people are going to be ready, some aren't. I mean, you just repeat this process, but you've really got a system then that's speaking to the right people in the right way, building trust. You look like the expert in your area, and you're getting a lot of leads coming in and a lot of people to speak to, and you can turn it on and off as you wish. Be lovely to turn it off because you got too busy. And you've got a whole system then, and this is part of our REVS system of using standard marketing, AI technology, and still using humans as well. So hopefully you've taken some value from that. I'm sure you have. It doesn't have to be as difficult as what people may think. It's just about the biggest things. I've studied a lot of human psychology. I read a lot of books, and human behavior is the same. Most humans act the same. They're quite predictable as a race, we are, the human race. So you just have to think about people's habits online, and the best way to do it is just, if you're lost, just think about your own buying habits and think about how you act online, and you can guarantee that you're going to be able to trigger some responses from your customers. So hope you took value from that. Go and follow us on Facebook, Instagram. If you're watching on YouTube, then give us a subscribe on YouTube. And if you want to book a call and want us to do an audit on you, or me myself, it'll be me. Either there's a booking button down below, send us a message, or operate in the chat, live chat, and go through the system and watch our AI assistant book you in for yourself. I promise you, this works in any industry. And I'd love to be able to get it working for you and grow your business with you. So I'll speak to you on the next video.